Welcome back everyone to FNAF Secret of the Mimic. This is part 7 in our trophy guide and walkthrough. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button before we get started so that you always know when I come out with a new one. We started from the main screen and we are just going to hit the continue button. This is going to spawn us right back into the main office, but before we actually made a choice on what ending we want.
Well done,
So
Harney.
you can go ahead and
I didn't
press
think
the
you could
button
do
on
it.
dispatch,
Here's
but
your
we're going
card.
to access the computer.
That data
Since
diver
we
has
now
exact
have the
dimensions. You bounced
executive
with
permissions, we're going to
You
run
made it
the
farthest,
parachute
farther than I
EXE.
had expected.
And once you
What are
choose to
doing?
do that, you'll earn the parachute trophy, and that's
That
for
area is off
running
limits.
Edwin's parachute program.
Give me the
This
data
door is
diver.
going to open up underneath the couch in that room, and you just fall down
You have made
into
your
this
choice.
vent system.
You are
This
not going to
area
make it
is
through.
not super confusing. I have actually
you might
worked my way back around to the beginning
just
before
like
on
the
accident completely.
other technicians
But for the
in
most
the
part,
works.
gates will pop
They
up.
didn't.
If you try to
They
go
caught them
in the wrong
all.
direction, a gate will pop up
Now
and
it's
it won't
your
let
turn
you.
to play dress up.
So just follow
When
the
he catches
path
you,
through the
which
vents
one will
and
he
through
choose?
the weird
Who are
walls. You'll
these
see a whole
guys?
bunch of animatronic
Another
suits
word
just
for
kind of
bee? A
stuck
bling-bling
in
bee?
different
Perhaps a
areas.
busy bee? In many ways, the
Don't worry
map has been
too
a
much
comedy of
about them.
errors,
You know, like
majestic with
like
suits you love.
Rick says on Rick and Morty, don't think
Or
about it.
running from danger,
When you
scared,
see the
stupid,
moths right there on
searching
those
for a
lights,
hole
you'll want to
to hide
go in
in.
that
You know, you did
direction.
everything I asked up to this point. You were an obedient dog,
Um,
a good dog.
if you, yeah, you'll see it. The gate pops up if you go in the wrong direction. So to the left there's those blue barrels. So you don't want to go there. You want to just keep on going straight up the stairs. It's a lot of ducking and crawling and it's squeezing, I guess. Now this animatronic to the right coming up, I always turn and look at it. That time I didn't, but to the right there's an elephant and its eyes are like bulging out of the suit. It makes me think that possibly some of the other technicians that came through here maybe tried to sneak through in suit so they wouldn't be recognized and they didn't make it. Anyway, this brings us back to the very first showroom. Oh, geez. Access the computer and start the goodbye show. So we had the welcome show to come in and all the other times we had to deal with it. Now we get the goodbye show. Take the lift down and there will be a podium up in the middle. You want to press the button and then this whole circular podium is going to go down. Now there are all these levers all around it. Go again, put your back against the wall, any wall, it doesn't matter. Just put your back against a wall so that you can see everyone, because these things are gonna slowly lift up and it's gonna stop the podium from moving. Of course, Mr. Big Top is still not dead, so he's gonna be chasing us down. You wanna be quick. The first, I think it's the first 2 times you have only one of the levers to pull down, and after that, each time the podium stops, there will be 2 levers that you have to pull down. So you need to be able to see which ones they are. If you wait too long, Big Top will crawl down to you and give you a jump scare that's going to make you start all over. Once this stops and you see that there's a door open, run through and we're going to head over to the R&D floor. Now, once you get here, we're going to, obviously, a whole new area that we've never been to before, but it's going to seem very, very familiar. When you come into this room, you'll see that there's really only one way that you can go. And this kind of looks like a stage a little bit. And there's a giant Freddy head in the side of the room. We need to go over to the inside of that Freddy head. There's a generator inside that we need to start. Dispatch is going to be talking to us quite a bit through this segment. But don't worry, we're getting ready to cut all the power off. And for once in a FNAF game, we want to use up all the power. We don't want to conserve power. We want to use all of it. Once you've got that generator going, go through this crack in the stage and you'll see that this looks an awful lot like the Pizza Plex in FNAF Help Wanted 2, as well as in the underground security breach. When you go to the computer and you turn on the stage lights, you'll see something wakes up in the trash pile over there. It looks like an amalgamation of Foxy, Bonnie, Chica, and Freddy. Just kind of hang out by the computer and see which direction it goes, because you can do these in any order you like. First, I'm going to go up and to the right. You'll want to turn the crank handle here and expose a suit. You can also open up this door if you wish. There's an audio log in here.
Insane? But look at these new
That is
animatronics
audio log
Fiona's
number
designed, and they're
16.
great. Oh,
There's
first they
nothing
approve
else
art,
in
then
here,
they
but
approve
you
the
do
proofs.
want to make sure you
Now they
collect
change their
that
minds. We're
audio
so
log.
close to
It's very
final.
important.
Why would they change the
When you exit the
final? Were they
room,
pulling my
let's
leg?
go into the bub costume.
I'm not changing.
We can freely walk around while we're inside of the costume. The mimic here is going to come and inspect us and look at us. But he's not going to do anything. He'll just go on about his way. We can do whatever we want. So the objective here is choose any side that you want and go toward the red light. When you get in the light, a shutter will close. But that's okay, that's what we want. When it's safe, hop out of the suit, and there's now a door open where we just came from. It's off to the right. Let's go through that door. Come around by this Bonnie, duck underneath into the bathroom. One of the stalls connects to another bathroom, and on the far wall is audio log number 17.
Test.
Once you've pressed that,
Geometry.
you can exit through the vent
Change order
into
last night.
the side of the building. Go all the way down to where you see another vent. When you come into this vent, we'll be in the room behind where the computer is. On the desk, you'll find a crank. Grab it, come over here, place it, and turn it. And you'll see there is a Freddy suit. Come around before you hop in. Don't forget to collect mail number 39. It is directly in front of the Freddy suit. Then we can hop on in. And we're going to come out this shutter door on this side. And to the left, you'll see another red light. Go into the red light and you'll see that room door closes. Keep the suit in the light and hop out. Then we have to exit through this window using the ramp. You can keep an eye on what's going on before you exit. See where the mimic is. Be careful because some of the animatronics will come to life. There are a couple of them scattered around that when you get in proximity of them, they'll start talking and stuff. Just hide if you happen to trigger any of them. We need to get over to the opposite side of the room. You can see there's another red curtain over there. We'll have to get to it, turn the crank, and then hop inside of a third suit.
It will catch you.
This is a Monty suit. Very early design of Monty with a straw hat. Definitely not cool with those weird sunglasses, right? I am assuming everyone watching this or playing this has played previous FNAF games. Anyway, Go down the hall we have not gone to yet and do the same as before. Step into the red light. Keep the suit in the light and exit it when you think it's safe. Now, that door is now open to the left. Yeah, I'm keeping an eye out for the mimic because he's wandering around in that vicinity. Just creep your way around, get through that shutter door, and there will be a vent. You'll hear, sometimes he'll say things that'll make you want to run. Like, I found you, or you're not supposed to be back here, or something like that. Don't panic unless you hear stomping. That's the only time you should run. Just stay calm. Anyway, down this hall there is another vent that we need to go through. It's a very clean vent. So many of them aren't. We are brought to a room with yet another crank, and we can hop into this Bonnie costume. It almost looks golden, doesn't it? Once you get in, exit to the right into the hallway, find the red light, and stand inside of it. Now all the doors are going to close. That's going to say that there's no power remaining, but we now get to speak to Fiona, or 410 in 4. And inside of this room we see Fiona. And on the screens you'll see a sun appears. That's going to be important for the lore. I'm fast forwarding through everything that she says. It's all mostly story related. When she shuts down to conserve power, the lockers behind us are going to move, and we'll be able to enter this hallway. Run through the hallway and down the stairs. And once you get into this next area, you're going to get the Think Positive trophy. And that is for taking a ride to the main house, I believe. Yes, taking a ride to the main house. Directly in front of you, you're going to find mail number 40. And down the stairs on this table is audio log number 18. Don't forget to grab those before you hop onto this cart. Now, I am going to speed up most of this cart ride. I do like that, like the story that it tells, the little Mr. Helpful on the front of the cart. He gives you a lot of information about the company, and it's very sad, and it's also very informative, because if you've been listening to the audio logs, you've probably gathered that Fazbear Entertainment has basically used Edwin and his creativity for their own gains and left him destitute. It's really sad. Anyway, exit out of the cart, hop into this elevator, and get ready for a film puzzle. And it's not super hard to figure out, but at the same time, it's not explicitly laid out what you're supposed to do. So I'll explain everything to you. When you get to the top, you do get a save. You'll want to open up this door. Be careful, there's a mimic running around here. So the first thing we want to do is go straight ahead and unlock this door directly in front of where we enter. This is our safe room. The mimic is not going to come in here. There's another door at the back that you also want to unlock and open. And you can go through it, come around that little desk, and follow the path into this small room where you can find a filing cabinet for film. This film is different than all the others we found. It is very important and essential to solve the puzzle. When you find a film, the first one we found is green. You want to put it on the table. You will get a save and it will always stay on the table. That picture shows green, pink, blue, orange, and yellow. I think the game calls it red, but to me it looks orange. We have to find 5 films in all of those colors, and they have to be played in the order that the word David is spelled out on the photograph that's taped to the projector. So you'll see I do have to sneak around quite a bit. The mimic is relentless and very fast in this area, so you want to avoid him when possible. I'm going to exit out the door and turn to the right. We're going to go all the way down the hall to the right-hand door and crawl through the vent here. You can pick up these films in any order you want, just so you know. I am just picking them up in the order, like the color order, so in the order that they need to be played. When you get out of the vent, you'll find another film cabinet. Here is the pink film. You can see through that broken door where the mimic is standing. We'll just have to avoid him. Crawl back through the vent. And I'm sure you noticed there's a set of stairs, so we will have to go upstairs to find some of these films, and that's going to be fun. Anyway, wait here in the vent. The mimic most likely is going to come over here and look around for a while, and then he'll turn around and go back out after a few seconds. I'm just going to sneakily follow him. He went up the stairs, so we're safe to make a run for it back to the room. When you get in here, you'll see you have a save. You can drop your pink film off at the table, and you'll see the next one on the list is blue. So let's go retrieve the blue film. Again, you don't have to do it in this order. I'm glad there are so many holes in the walls so that we can, you know, kind of peek and see if the mimic is nearby. So we're going to go across the hall. You see that open doorway? We're going to go across the hall into that open doorway as soon as we're sure. It's very hard to tell where the mimic is sometimes. Looks like he's in the room we want to go into, which seems to happen quite often. I don't think it's a coincidence. Now, you do see there are gerbils in boxes scattered around. You can always grab one of those and distract him if you want to. That's completely up to you. Now that he's gone, beware there are mannequins in this room. There's also audio log number 19 in here. Do not forget to push the button. It most likely is going to attract the mimic, but there's a vent right in front of that audio log that you can hide in. You want to follow the vent into the adjacent room. Of course, the mimic is in there, so let's wait for him to go away. Come around this way, and the red buttons that you see, they are distractions. They play music, so only use those if you want to draw the mimic to where you are. Open up the film cabinet for the blue film, and then you can make your way back over to the safe room. And we're going to place the blue film on the table. Next up is the orange film. This one we're going to have to go upstairs for because we've collected all the films that are on the bottom floor. So, peek around, try to get an idea of where the mimic is. He's over on that side, so we're going to sneakily go through here, up the stairs, and we're going to go into the room that is right in front of the stairs. You can see the film cabinet is here. Go ahead and open it up for the orange film. I did make a whole bunch of noise, so I'm going to run out to the right, because in this room there's a vent we can hide in. You see, it leads down to the stairs, and we saw the mimic pass by. He's running up the stairs to go investigate. So we're going to make a run for it back to the safe room to place our fourth film on the table. And finally, we have only yellow left. When you come out, we again have to go up the stairs. Just trying to figure out where the mimic is. And if I remember right here, I actually made a cut because I wanted to show you guys this. I don't know how it happened, but the door closed on top of me, so I can't move. You can see the mimic is glitching out right there. I'm going to spin around in just a second to show you that I am actually stuck in the door. I'm like part of the door, and the mimic has now glitched out. So if that happens to you, just know your film will now be on the table like that once that happens. So anyway, I just thought that was so strange. I had to show you guys because I really didn't have many glitching problems in this game at all. It ran really, really smooth, and except for that one thing, I never had an issue. Anyway, up the stairs and to the left, we're going to go first into the far left bedroom because there is a present here. This is present number 24, the vacuum pet. So as you know, you cannot hold two items at once. So we can't grab the film and the gift at the same time. So we're going to have to run downstairs and place this in the inventory tube. I did go push a button to lure the mimic over there so that we have a straight shot to get over to the safe room. Once you get inside, just place it into the inventory system and pull the lever down. And unfortunately, you do not get a save here. So keep that in mind. You only get a save when you come into this room with a film. So if for some reason you die, you will have to go back and collect that present again. There's too many, I've seen too many people online saying that their trophies didn't pop, their trophies were glitched, and it's not that. It's just that you don't get a save when you come into a room with just a present. You only get a save at certain points in the game and for certain things that you do, and opening presents is not one of them. Also, audio logs and mails, none of that is saved as soon as you get it. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to throw a distraction over here so that I can get up the stairs to grab that final film. There he goes. So we should be safe to climb the stairs. Just do it. You can walk, but don't run. Don't forget about those chains there. And when we get up here to the left, the first room has the final film, the yellow one. I'm going to push this button again, although I think the distraction doesn't work as well the second time that you do it. If you do distractions like more than 2 or 3 times, he kind of doesn't respond to it as well anymore. Anyway, once you make your way down here, you'll see you've got your save. You can place this on the table, and we're going to start watching films. I am going to cut out the majority of these films for your convenience. Let's start with green. Watch it all the way through, and at the end of each one you will get a number. In this case, my number was 1. This changes every time. I have done this 4 separate times, and I have gotten 4 separate codes. All completely different. So this is very random. Next will be the pink film. Put that on and press play. I'm going to cut out most of it. My second number is 0. Your code is going to be completely different than mine, so do not write down my code. Once you're done with each film, you can go put it in the inventory system as well. You don't have to. You can leave them all on the table if you want, but I'm just a neat person by nature, so I guess I just put them in there. Okay, my next number is 7. And I think these go in the ages of the birthdays, like as David gets older. You know, like his youngest birthday is green, and then the next one is pink, and the next one is blue, and the finally yellow is the oldest birthday that they have film of. Orange is next. At the end, I got the number 6. And of course, the final birthday is it's sad. Yeah, this whole story is really sad, to be honest. At the end, the number I got was 9. So now I know 10769 is the code that I need to open up the door upstairs. So again, we have to creep our way up the stairs without getting caught by the mimic. And once you've watched the films, even if you die, the numbers do stay the same, just to let you know. So if you collect a blue film and you get a save and you watched it before you died, your number will stay the same. So you don't have to watch it again. I am just desperate to get this guy to get out of my way. I just want to finish and head upstairs. He's gonna run on by, and we're gonna sneak past, head up the stairs, and turn to the left, and then the first opening to the right is where the keypad is. Because I ran through and made a bunch of noise, I'm circling around through the vent in case the mimic came upstairs. Because the last thing I want is to get caught right at the end, you know. So once you can safely enter the code, enter your specific code into the panel, and the door to the right will open. And when you come in here, you're going to see that to the right, there is a mail. This is the final mail number 41, and it earns you the mail call trophy, and that is for collecting every text log in the game. We did it. Good job. High five. Over here, you can use this computer and see the logs. If you want to go through all of them, you can. I am not going to because that is way too many. But yeah, the last mail is very recent. It's from Fiona. On the table is a pretty cool little diorama, I guess, of the whole facility. When you come up these little stairs, you'll find audio log number 20 on the wall. Don't forget to press that. It's, again, a very sad audio log. And this looks a lot like the office that we got into in the executive suites. But obviously it's been partially destroyed. You want to come into this computer and choose the top option. I think it's the surveillance room. Again, I'm not sure. It's too small for me to see. But the door will open up and you'll have the small computer here. You can run Cradle EXE. Once you do that, turn around and the mimic is there. So close the door. And to the right, you're going to have to run over to this generator, start it up. Yes, the mimic is pursuing you. So be as quick as you possibly can. Run over to the elevator and press the button before the mimic can get to you. This is scripted. He's always going to do this, so don't panic. Now, he can catch you if you don't press it fast enough, but that's always going to happen. Yeah, what you're hearing, it's still that audio log was still going. Now Fiona is talking to us. The elevator door's open. Obviously, we can't go that way. I don't know why the facility's crumbling right now. It's so strange. Like, I don't know what triggered it.
I beg you, put it all aside and
Anyway,
fix M2.
the elevator is going to keep on moving.
Too late. You
Um,
can stay up in the main
we
house
are,
if you
once
want.
we exit the elevator, we're officially in the mimic chase sequence. So, get ready to run when the doors open.
But
It's always the same way to go.
I watched him
This never changes. So run out,
sheet.
up the stairs,
Put him back.
go
It's
around,
not
press
too
the
late
button,
to fix our fate.
and these cars are going to move. The mimic is going to drop down through the elevator. And of course, the gate won't open until he's almost done moving all that. Just run through the tunnel. You will have to duck here, and unfortunately you can't run while you're ducking. So don't panic. It's supposed to be kind of slow here. We're going to run forward, and to the right where you see the light, there is a handle that we can pull up, turn around and go through the gate that opened. Open up this door with your data diver. Come around, and to the left is another lever to pull up. Turn around and run through the door to the left, continuing down the tunnel to the right. Keep going straight past the stairs, then to the left again, to the right, and to the left. This path is always the same. Left and up the stairs. Go to the right and pull the lever. Turn around, and you'll get a cutscene here with the mimic.
Where do you think you're going?
You can still move around. Don't get too close to him. But all of this is scripted, so don't panic. Once he falls through, you can climb up this metal. You'll have to crawl underneath all of this. Beware, there are all of these little animatronics falling down everywhere, which I think the mimic was trying to make its own little creatures. When you get out, hop in the cart. I am going to fast forward this cart ride because nothing really happens. Once you stop, get out to the right, up the stairs, go around this merry-go-round, duck underneath these ducts here. There's only one path that you can take, really. Eventually, you'll get to where you can exit the building, run over to your van, and you'll get the unfinished business trophy. And that is for keeping the data diver and walking off the job. Now, once you've gotten that, you're going to be speeding away. You have all these weird creatures just climbing all over your vehicle. It's super intense. And of course, the mimic causes us to wreck. And I don't know what he thinks he's going to do with this thing, but he is going to steal the data diver. But you can see that it's broken. So he's only going to get the big cartridge part of it, not the part that we actually put in to access computers indoors. I don't know what he's going to do with it. It's broken. See? It's just hanging there. And then he walks away. So we actually, in this ending, we don't really know what happens to Arnold. But maybe we'll find out in the true ending when we come back. So thank you all so much for watching. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you always know when I come out with a new video. And I can't wait to see everybody back here in New Game Plus. Until then, Kaji always has wares.